Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. There's nothing quite like wrapping up a regular season with a bowl victory. It just leaves a good taste in your mouth going into the offseason. Kickoff team is out there ready to get this bowl game underway. He'll start the return inside his 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. So Texas State's offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one. And they're going to be met by one of the best defenses in the nation, David. And I know seeing a defense doing what they want, when they want to do it, makes you a happy man.
But defense is starting to make a comeback. I'm excited about this new era of football. We're seeing better tackling and we're seeing better coverage than we were a couple years ago. And this defense is fun to watch them on tape, fun to talk to their coaches. Jesse, this defense has been consistent all year long.
And they're dialed in and they're so talented. They've got multiple NFL draft picks on that side of the football, and they don't have to change a lot week to week. This defense dominates. They do what they do, and they don't care if you know it. You can't do anything against them.
There's the pressure. Oh, and he took a shot as he threw that one away.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss. And the Bobcats will send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Fields the punt and looking for daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. So the Alabama Crimson Tide offense comes out for their first possession of the game. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on. They punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3.
And there was no space, nowhere to go. That play went absolutely nowhere.
Sometimes you just need a dude to show up and make a play, and he did.
Sometimes you just need to block that dude, and they didn't.
And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And you couldn't ask for much more than that. A perfectly placed punt pins them inside the 5. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. From the gun, running back on the move. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They'll leave it with him. Find some room, and that's what you want to get away from the goal line. A 5-yard pickup out to the 6. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. He's going to get stopped, trapped, and it'll be a safety. After giving up the safety, they'll have to kick it away.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe make...
Oh, he's got some space. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
On defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And he's got it counted all the way to 55. Never in doubt.
And we finally get at least 3 on the board. I know everybody had this at home. We were all expecting the 5-0 to start this one out the gate. So low scoring, not a lot of points. Shoot, maybe that's enough to get it done.
And that's not what you want out of that kick return. If you're that return guy, you've got to make something happen. You've got to be able to make a guy miss. That's why you're back there in the first place, because of your athleticism, but you have got to be able to generate better field position on that kickoff return.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. The Bobcats in the hurry-up.
And after giving up a long run defensively, they don't have a chance to substitute now. They've got to get ready to go because the offense is going tempo.
Right back to the well. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Here comes the Heat. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Man, that's an impressive play. This dude is so dominant. And I'll tell you, we don't have enough time in this broadcast to list off all the great Alabama D linemen, especially in recent years. That play right there, that reminds me of a guy I played against back in the day, Cornelius Griffin, playing on the inside of Alabama's defensive line. You knew every single time you dropped back, you were going to have that guy in your lap. He was always pushing the pocket, and he was always collapsing it with his speed and athleticism and his first step. That last play right there reminds me of some of these great players we've seen in the Crimson Tide D-line in recent years.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. You kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. Goes to the option. And the ball's out there after it. The offense very fortunate to get that ball back. They bring the punter onto the field now. 2nd time today they've been forced to punt. And that is an excellent punt as it lands out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. He'll do it himself.
Man, what a big-time play for this defense. Backed up, they come after the quarterback, and they get a hit, and it's a physical one. Get the football out, and man, do they set their offense up with great field position inside the 10-yard line.
Leaves it with the running back. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown Tide.
And I love how this offensive coordinator uses all of his playmakers and all of the speed. This is a guy that we've seen hurt defenses before catching the football, but you can get him involved in the running game as well with the option play. You get him on the perimeter. He's the pitch man. Nobody accounting for him. It's an easy walk-in score for the offense.
He'll step out of bounds at the 16 and leave his offense with a long field in front. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Gilbert. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down. And the Bobcats will hustle to the line.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Slips a tackle. Grabbed in the middle. It's Battle. He stopped at the 49 after gaining 10. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
And he's brought down after a nice gain.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you...
No more time to throw. Quarterback is sacked at the 35. And that's the second time he's gotten to the quarterback following the legacy of those great Crimson Tide pass rushers like Will Anderson, like Ryan Anderson or Tim Williams, or the great Derek Thomas or Cornelius Bennett who could get to the quarterback.
I like it. You run out of oxygen naming all those guys. and that's what they do. They're a pressure defense, and they're going to come after the quarterback. They ain't going to give you time to find open guys to beat their DBs, and they got so many great pass rushers that don't really like quarterbacks, so I really like them.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
They booted away on fourth down. Excellent job on the punt. Bounces out of bounds at the 5, and they'll have 95 yards to go in front of them. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. So first down here as they go back to work. On the move, it's Rodgers. Shoots through that hole and picks up 5. He's out to the 11. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
Offenses, when they run these RPOs, they just want to be comfortable. The quarterback wants to make the read very easy, very clean. It's your job as a defense to kind of create some confusion, speed up that process any way you can.
From their own 18-yard line, it's first down. The give to the back. He'll get a fresh set of downs, stopped at the 31-yard line. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. Quick completion to the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds the tight end. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Well, this defense now is just getting gashed. And if you're the defensive coordinator, you might now want to think about being aggressive, changing up your play calls, and maybe breaking your own tendencies because you have got to stop this offense just marching down the field.
Getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for him.
That's a fumble on the play. He's got the ball, and he'll try to pick up a few. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. The punt team makes its way onto the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Now on the return. They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Oh, and they get the ball back, but that's just going to make it much tougher on this drive.
Woof. Deep breath, big sigh of relief. He's able to recover it. You know, you put that thing on the deck, you start to panic, but great job getting back to the fumble, recovering his own fumble. Otherwise, woof, that could have been bad.
And he's knocked down.
And there you see the arm talent by the quarterback. Throwing a curl route into zone coverage, you've got to get the ball there quickly. And you saw the cannon this QB has.
With the catch, it's Gilbert. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be fourth down. The Bobcats will call on their punt team. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Here comes that Alabama offense. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what... earlier on in this one, and David, to me that starts with being the more physical team.
Oh, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game, you're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Pulls and fires complete. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. So now it's second and long. Fires to the big fella. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Unloads quickly. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Takes the easy completion. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Makes the catch, and that... Oh, and now the ball has been knocked free. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground.
Hey, as a return guy, you know that you're going to get popped. You know you've got guys that have a 50-yard run at you trying to dislodge the football. You've got to do a better job of ball security.
Pulls it and fires to the left. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Throws for the tight end. Intercepted deep in his own end. They didn't give him much of a chance to make that play even bigger, but the turnover has him set up at the 16.
It's so nice to see defenders squeeze that pigskin. A lot of times, in great position, you see them there to make the play, but there's a reason they play defense. Not this time. Great job securing the interception.
Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Caught in the backfield, it's battle. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. This will likely be the last play of the half. They'll give it to the back. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, a delightful first 2 quarters of football there today in Vegas. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas inside Allegiant Stadium.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. And the Bobcats will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They more than got the job done in the first half. Now the job in a bowl game, don't get distracted and finish the deal here in the second half.
I mean, love the way they came out. They had all that time off, didn't look rusty at all, came out with the foot on the accelerator, looked really, really good. Palmer, he's just more of the same here in the second half.
I agree, and if you're on that sideline right now, now's not the time to be thinking about the off-season, your strength program.
Turning it on! Got enough for the first. And he's brought down after a nice game.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And here comes the punt team. That leg is staying loose, already the 5th kick of the night. Gets it away, solid distance, but more importantly, trying to keep it away from that return man. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. These guys really need to get something going on this drive. They are still well within striking distance, but they have very... And the defense, they've got him at the 27. And it is hardly a big surprise that this Alabama defense is hitting hard and making their presence felt in the backfield.
Yeah, it's what they built their brand on. They built it on physicality and stopping the run, and you've seen over the last several years, too. After they do that, they come after your quarterback, and they try to get that sucker on the ground.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming. The Bobcats will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 5th kick of the night. Secures it at the 30. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
And there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll go with a direct snap. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot. But that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. To the ground with the back. He's knocked down at the 34, but they're sort of hitting them in the mouth with a 6-yard pickup there.
Smart play call here. Anytime you can use the defense's aggressiveness against them, that's the way you do it. Eventually, you'll catch them out of position and bust a big play.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the tailback. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. The give from the gun. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. From the gun, the ground game. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. The inside handoff. He's going to lose a yard on that one. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. And he throws that thing just inside the left upright. And that will extend their lead even further. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Not nearly as much running room as he'd hoped. He's out of bounds at the 13. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. From the gun, to give, looking for room. Fights off a defender. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. Leaves it with the back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And the Bobcats line up to punt it away. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6 times tonight. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Final play of the quarter coming. They'll go to the ground. And he's brought down after a solid gain, and that'll be the final play of the third quarter. We've reached the break, and Alabama has the lead. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Give to the running back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. Going for the marker on the ground. He didn't make it. They'll have to give up the football, and hope is still alive.
Well, you're up by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. They're hoping with that conversion they ice the game. They don't get it. Feels like they're going to win, but we've seen crazy things happen in college football, and they've left the door open here late.
There he goes. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
And in this situation late, when you need 2 touchdowns to win the game, everything's going to have to be downfield. So I like the idea in this 2-minute drive, throwing it that way. Let's keep it going, keep our pedal to the metal here.
Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss. The Bobcats with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to go up top. Had to throw it before he wanted.
And that's kind of how their day's gone, right? Like they haven't protected their guy up front, and that's why they haven't been explosive and scored a bunch of points, man. Position number 1 for every offense. Like, if we're going to throw, we got to protect him. And just right there, he gets hit again.
Throws toward the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. And the Bobcats will punt it away on 4th down. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. They'll run the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. They'll send the back in motion. Power football with the run. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Lining up, trying to convert this 3rd and short from the 40. On the option. Breaks the tackle. Getting closer and closer to midfield. Out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 47.
I just love it when my quarterback knows situational football. They run the option. He understands. It's 4th and short. Like, I got to stick my nose in there, get north-south, and try to get that 1st down. I love when I have a quarterback that can do that.
Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? Finds his man. It's Knox. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. And it's another 1st and 10 play. Looking to throw on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Tough run in this part of the field. He's got 4 down to the 23. 5 yards away from another third down conversion on this drive. They're already 2 for 2. Here's the handoff. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Looks like Alabama will pick up the first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. The option look. He'll keep it himself. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is.
Holding.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Line getting set on second down. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And the punishment has been extended. I'm not sure anyone even breathed on that running back by the time he got into the end zone.
Nah, so many blockers out in front. Where are the defenders? I mean, it's a good idea. You know, the guy with the ball, that's usually the guy we want to go tackle. Go get him.
Gets it out quickly. He's got the two-point conversion, and they build on that lead. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner is stopped. Texas State has the football back, and they'll go on offense. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession. Running back searching for a hole. Not much there. They'll give him 1 to the 14. The Bobcats racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the...
He'll loft one deep down the left side. He's got it inside the 30. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play. A 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. They go to the ground. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. And the Bobcats have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bobcats.
And finally, man, this offense, they have struggled all day. They've been shut out all game. Finally put a drive together, got some points on the board, got some good mojo. Maybe they can take this into next week. I know it's been a bad day, but sometimes these type of things can carry over.
He stopped short on the 2-point conversion attempt. They went right back to the well with the man who scored the touchdown, but he couldn't get it in for the 2. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. Offense has it at the 28 on first down. Wants to throw on first down. Pulls it in. It's Knox. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Offense gets set for second down. Looking to fire. Caught close to the marker. It's Knox. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal. And while the game is all but decided, why not try to get another one if you can? That's part of the fun, right? Let's it fly. Looking to get it in. They'll immediately call timeout. Well, we are winding it down, guys. Only a few more plays left in this season. Also wrapping up a really... Touchdown, Bama! And the beatdown has ensued.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They have got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Texas State gets the football back, and here comes the offense. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on third down. The Bobcats will line up to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. After this, it'll be a wrap. To the air on first down. Looking deep. Spreads it inside the 10. They're able to make the stop, but a little extra icing on this winning cake in this one. After not really playing their best earlier this season,